Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to take a look at Immortal Glacia's Awakened Traits. These were always intriguing to me because we were never actually told what they were. So this is the normal traits: a water heart, gain 1 life for each blue ally; invulnerable, immune to all status effects, devour, mana drain, transform, lycanthropy and lethal damage; and permafrost, create a freeze gem when my turn begins. Now these immortals are already pretty powerful, because you get those decent traits. Invulnerable is really good, and of course they're very, very dangerous when in their home kingdom, getting the double damage, and it's always true damage as well, which makes them particularly dangerous. So let's take a look at the Awakened traits. Right, so here we are. This is the Awakened traits. This is not my troop, by the way. This is from a guild member, Jig, who managed to get his all the way up to level 30. I think mine's on level 27, but yeah, he bought all the different passes you could get to try and get this to level 30 in the name of science to show this kind of thing. I did the same kind of thing, but I only got mine to level 27. It does depend to a large degree how lucky you are when getting her immortal souls from the burning chests and things like that. But good on you, Jig, for doing that. So this is his troop, just letting that be known again, not mine. So there's no music in the background of this because this is basically audio overlaid over a screenshot. So the Awakened traits, let's take a look at them and see how good they are. So, the first one, Awakened Waterheart. Gain 5 life for each blue ally. Doesn't sound that much, but it is the first one. It's usually the weakest one, but it's a lot better than the first one. So that, with a full team, that's another 20 life. That's actually quite significant. That's more than, on average, more than 10%, like 15% extra life. So that is actually pretty good. You can't go too mad on these things, otherwise they'll just get ridiculously out of control. And the next one is Indestructible. This one I found actually really interesting because we obviously have Impervious and then Invulnerable, and Indestructible is immune to all status effects, Devour, Mana Drain, Transform, Lycanthropy, Charm, and Lethal Damage. Now, I think that's pretty much everything in the game. As I was saying before, even invulnerable troops could be prone to Charm and things like that, but there's nothing on these. They're literally like, there's nothing you can do. You can't like Zappo kill them. Doesn't look like you can, no charm. You can't charm them either. Presume that means you can't do anything to them at all apart from hit and move normal spell damage and skull damage to get them down and kill them, so which is pretty decent, I think. And then the third one, Awakened Permafrost. Create 3 freeze gems when my turn begins. Now, I think this is actually better than what it sounds. The thing is with this is, like, when you first saw something like that, it was like, hey, is this actually any good? It's like, for the third one, on something which costs real money. Now, this is kind of the thing with this. It does cost real money to get this up to level 30, and quite a bit as well. It's not like a just insignificant amount. It's like, just for the 3 different passes on their own, it worked out like £50 in UK money, and that's before other things you might want to buy as well, like those burning chest things and things like that. So it can get very expensive. So is it actually worth it? I'm sure Jig would agree with me that it's not actually worth the money for a single troop getting powered up like this, but it was more in the name of science than anything else, just doing it just to see how good those traits are. And yeah, they're alright, but they're nothing spectacular. These troops are powerful enough as it is, and the thing to remember is, as these troops get more powerful as they level up, they get mana cost reductions as well. At level 30, she already only costs 26 mana to get charged up. So creating 3 freeze gems when her turn begins, that's going to help her get charged up quicker as well. And because they're freeze gems and they freeze the enemy and she's indestructible, she's not going to be liable to those freeze effects either. So I think overall that's actually a decent balance. I know they're not worth the actual money, but that's the point. The money thing is there for the people that want to go for it and things like that. And if you don't want to go for it, then obviously you don't have to. It is technically paying to win for this sort of thing to get these troops really powerful. But to me, that is the thing for the people. That is the reward for the people that pay to keep the game alive. If it wasn't for the people paying for things like this in the game would go under and it wouldn't exist anymore. And then the free players that sometimes complain about this sort of thing wouldn't have a game to complain about in the first place. So to me, it's a good balance of everything. People that are paying for the game have to get something half decent in reward for their paying money for the game. And I don't think this is too over the top. I think it's about right. Like I say, Indestructible is really good. Do like that Awakened Permafrost. When you combine it with the fact you got the reduced mana cost at level 30, it's pretty good. So yeah, I think overall this is about right. I mean, what else could they do? Just give, 10, 20 life for each blue ally? That'd be a bit crazy. My throat's kind of a bit funny, excuse me. Indestructible, I think, is already good. And anything more than 3, in this case, freeze gems might have been a bit over the top. Like 4 freeze gems would have been like every turn would have been a bit nuts and made it absolutely crazy. So I do think this is all right. As I said, is it worth the money? Nope, I don't think so. And as I said, don't think Jig would disagree with that. But will I be doing this again? As I said, this costs a lot of money, and this is just for one Immortal. One of these is going to be coming out every, 11 weeks? So yeah, I'm not going to be throwing that much money at the game once every 11 weeks. Absolutely no chance. I've just done it as a bit of a one-off, so she will remain probably my most powerful Immortal for quite some considerable time. But there it is, Immortal Glacia's Awakened Traits. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. To me, I think it's a okay balance between being good enough to be like not completely naff. So yes, for me, a good set of traits, nothing outstanding, but as I said at the beginning, certainly not worth the considerable monetary sum you have to put into it to get this kind of thing. But yes, there it is. There's the video. If you enjoyed it, found it useful and helpful, be really cool if you press that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching. I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.